Hello everyone out there. Hope you all are doing well and you are quite busy with your midterm exams. So before your midterm exams biology, I thought I'll be posting a few revision question papers, pattern and all uh, for the 4 or 5 lessons which I have already taught for 8 ICSE biology. So today's topic is reproduction in plants. Today we are going to study about few multiple choice questions and with answers obviously, and other few take the correct answer, then one word answer for, like that we will discuss a few patterns. So in the next episode I'll be discussing about the differences between or differentiate between. Next, define the following, then short answers, then as well as long answers, all will be discussed with the questions as well as answers. So stay tuned, stay updated and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe, so whenever I'm posting the questions you'll get the updates, so it will be a quick and good revision for you all. So please stay tuned throughout the episode, because if you are missing any point, any question, then it will be difficult for you to revise the whole pattern. So let's get started. Now first let us start with this multiple choice questions. Okay, so first, what is it? Pollen is produced in the which part of the flower? Filament, style, pistil, anther. So I think you should recall the answers first, then I'll tell you the answer. The answer is anther, right? So pollen is produced in the anther. Now reproductive holes of a flower are stamens and carpels, sepals and petals, sepals and stamens, and petals and carpels. So the answer will be stamens and carpels. So I have taught you all the lesson in detail. If you have not gone through it, I'll be putting that in the description box above. So go through the lesson. I think you will be able to answer each and every question on your own. So let us move on to the next part. Now the third question is, grafting is a method of what? Grafting is a method of artificial vegetative propagation, sexual reproduction, artificial pollination, cross pollination. What is it? So grafting is a method of artificial vegetative propagation, right? Now next comes, which one of the following is a false fruit? So tomato, apple, potato, pea, which one is the false fruit? So the apple is the correct answer. So these all answers you actually know, just do it a quick revision and just think and recall. Next one. Now next here we come with a few one word answer, that is answer in one word or two. So the first question here is question number 1 is, the reproductive sex cells are known as what? The reproductive sex cells in plants are known as gametes. Now multiple fission occurs in certain algae such as, the answer will be chlorella and chlamydomonas. So these are the answers. So I have given the answers for your benefit, that you can fill in the answers as well. But if you want, you can just copy down the questions without seeing the answers. You can also do the question paper. Okay, so it will be a revision for you. Just copy the questions in your notebook and then fill in the answers and then check the answers on your own. No need to depend on my answers. Now question number 3, propagation takes place in plants which do not produce seeds. That is, the answer will be vegetative propagation takes place in plants which do not produce seeds. The plants which are not producing seeds are having vegetative propagation. Now dash are the organs of vegetative propagation in potatoes, that is eyes. Potatoes are having eyes. You all know in their body you can see eyes. When I have taught you the eyes are the organs of vegetative propagation in potato. Sugarcane and pineapple are the plants grown by cutting. Sugarcane and pineapple are the plants, they are mainly grown by cutting, right? Now here comes question number 6, that is, in grafting, a stem cutting is called dash from one plant and is attached to tied to the root of rooted stem called dash of another plant. Okay, in grafting, when we did grafting, we have done it with the diagram itself. So in grafting, a stem cutting called dash from one plant is attached and tied to the rooted stem called dash of another plant. So the first is the scion and the next is the stalk. Okay, the first is the scion and the next is the stalk. Here the scion and next one is the stalk. Dash is called the micropropagation. So tissue culture is called the micropropagation. Now next we will move on to the next pattern of question. That is also the same pattern like this. Check your progress too. So question number 1, dash protects the flower in the bud stage, that is the calyx or the sepal. When the plant, we can say the flower is in bud stage, It is very small. It is in bud stage. The sepals or the calyx are protecting the flower. So when the bud is very small, you can see that it is fully covered with something green. So after the flower grows only, it is coming out of the sepals. So that is the calyx or the sepals, and the petals are called the corolla. So when it is in very small state, it is being covered or protected by the calyx or the sepal. The male reproductive part of the flower is called the androecium. Okay. Now, complete flowers are also called a bisexual flower or a hermaphrodite flower. Is it clear to everyone? So these are all the basic questions which you have already done in your lesson. Just a quick revision to make you all brush up all the lesson you have already done. So let us move on fast. Now here comes the question number 4. A single cell formed after fertilization is called, what is that? That is zygote. Okay. The answer will be zygote. The fruit is ripened dash that contains one or more seeds. The fruit is always the ripened ovary, right? Which is containing one or more seeds. Okay. Now, what are a suitable temperature and dash are required for germination of seeds? The answer will be oxygen. So these are very easy questions, right? Take the most appropriate answer. So this is also same as that of your multiple choice question, but the heading might be different. So take the most appropriate answer. When you are having this, you will have the same type of question. The simple division of an organism into two smaller daughter cells of roughly equal size is called the binary fission, multiple fission, fragmentation, or budding. So which of the four will be the answer? The answer will be binary fission. So what is the reason? Because the definition of binary fission will only tell you that it is the simple division of an organism into two smaller daughter cells of roughly equal size. So that is the definition of binary fission. And the question also, they have asked you the same thing. The simple division of an organism into two smaller daughter cells of roughly equal size is called what? So it is the definition of binary fission. Next one, question 2. Which of these can be reproduced by a stem? Carrot, bryophyllum, rose, papaya. So the reason is rose. Rose is done by the method of grafting. Rose plant can be reproduced by its stem. Okay, it is done actually by artificial vegetative propagation method, and which is grafting, which is done by its stem only. Is it clear to everyone? Now let us move on to the next one. Now the question number 3 is an incomplete flower with only one androecium is called what? Hermaphrodite flower, pistillate flower, bisexual flower, or staminate flower? No, with only one androecium, it means it is a staminate flower. Androecium is the male part of the flower, and a unisexual flower with only one male part is always called a staminate flower. So as androecium is the male part, and we all know that a flower having only one male part is obviously always called a staminate flower, right? Now here comes question number 4. Flower which have all 4 holes are called what? Neutral flowers, staminate flower, incomplete flowers, or complete flowers. Now the flower with all the 4 holes are called complete flowers. Okay, flower having all 4 holes, that is calyx or sepals, corolla or petals, androecium and gynoecium, are always called complete flowers. These all are very, very basic questions. You all know that, but it is very good to revise before your exam, right? Question 5. Which one of the following is called the artificial process? Binary fission, budding, grafting, fragmentation. So the answer is grafting. Grafting is an artificial method of vegetative propagation, right? Now next comes question number 6. In cross-pollination, pollen grains from the anther of a flower are transferred to the stigma of the same flower, another flower on the same plant, flowers of another plant of different species, or flower of another plant of same species. So cross-pollination is the pollen grains from the anther of one flower are transferred to the stigma of another flower, right? So that is of the same species. They are not of different species. Correct. So if they are being taken from the anther of one flower, the pollination will happen and it will be transferred to the stigma of the different flower of the same species only, not of different species, right? Now next comes question number 7. A pollen tube grows through the filament style, anther or ovary. No, it is always growing through the style. A pollen tube is growing through the style. So when a pollen grain reaches the stigma, it begins to grow a pollen tube. So you have studied that process, right? So when it is reaching the stigma, it begins to grow down and travels down the style and reach the ovules inside the ovary. So this I have taught in details. Please do go through it and study it. I'll be putting the link above. So when a pollen reaches the stigma, it begins to grow a pollen tube and then travels down the style to reach the ovules inside the ovary. Now here comes question number 8. Question number 8 is we are having seeds are produced from anthers, ovules, pollen grains or eggs. So answers, we all know it's ovules. The seed is a fertilized and a mature ovule and fruit is a matured ovary. Just now in the 2 questions before only we have discussed. So seeds are produced from ovules, right? Now question number 9, fertilization takes place inside ovary, ovule, ovum, gynoecium. So the answer is ovule. So ovules are the seed. Okay, they are maturing into seed. When a pollen grain reaches the stigma, it begins to grow into a pollen tube. So this we have already told. When a pollen grain is reaching the stigma, it is growing into a pollen tube that travels down through the style to reach the ovules inside the ovary. Okay. So a male gamete or a male sex cell travels down each pollen tube and fuses with the egg or the female gamete inside the ovule. Here only the fertilization process is taking place where the male sex cell is combining or fusing with the female egg cells or a female gamete inside an ovule. Okay, is it clear? Now let us move on to the next or the last question of today's episode. So question 10, a plant embryo consists of what? Cotyledons, embryonal axis, plumule, radicle, plumule, cotyledons, embryonal axis and radicle. So which one should be the correct answer? The correct answer is the first one. So after fertilization, the zygote, fertilized egg, divides and grows into an embryo which has 2 cotyledons and an embryonal axis. So that is happening after fertilization. So the zygote is dividing and it is growing into an embryo which is having a cotyledon and an embryonal axis. So this is all for today's questionnaire pattern of answer in one word, tick the correct answer or appropriate answer. These are all multiple choice and answer in one word type of question. So this you can tell these are all pattern of fill in the blanks as well. So in the next part, we will bring the differences between. So I'll bring few questions and answers of differentiate between androecium and gynoecium, this and that. So for that, you need to subscribe to my channel so that whenever I'm posting tomorrow the lesson, you will get the update on that. So not only this lesson in different parts, I'll be revising with you several other parts also, that is transport in plants, that reproduction in human beings also, that all questionnaire pattern I have already made it ready and I'll be discussing with you in class for every day in this video session. So stay tuned, subscribe to my channel, stay updated for a quick revision episodes before your midterm, and hope you all are studying well and you will do very good after your revision papers. Thank you, thanks a lot, and thanks a lot for watching.